Coaches, welcome to the 2021 cheerleading coaches meeting. And as I tell coaches all the time, without cheerleaders, we don't have a game, so to speak, because cheerleaders are the positive energy out there for the game. The coaches and the players are fired up and intense. The parents are fired up, but the cheerleaders have those smiles on their face, ready to go, ready to jump, ready to cheer, ready to be positive. And so I hope that rubs off on our teams and our parents, because cheerleaders, we appreciate you very much. And coaching cheerleading, you got a handful of kids out there anywhere from age 4 to 6th grade. That's a lot of work, and that's a lot of time and effort. So on behalf of Kids Incorporated and myself, thank you for coaching cheerleading with Kids Incorporated. Coaches, here's what we're going to do. Just a reminder to you as coaches, if you want to do this, the 19th annual Toot and Totem Food Bowl will be played once again this year, Saturday, October 30th, down on the campus of West Texas A&M University at the new Buffalo Stadium. And as in the past, our cheerleading teams are invited down there to cheer for a team of that they've been cheering for during the season, or if they just want to get involved, they certainly can do that. But we'll have more information sent out to you during the season, cheerleading coaches, to remind you about the Toot and Totem Food Bowl. And make sure you'll have a chance to sign up if your team chooses to participate down there for about a 3-minute routine that you'll be allowed on the sidelines at halftime, and you will be introduced during the game and at halftime also. So look forward to that, coaches. Put that back and look for a reminder from Kids Incorporated. Coaches, weather, you never know what the weather's going to do here, especially in the fall time, but we try to have something posted to our website and social media outlets at least 2 hours before each game. Certainly our outdoor games and indoor games, we're playing volleyball. Hopefully nothing will happen. We can't play a volleyball match, but you never know. So make sure you check those, your website, our website, and then the social media area to make sure if there's any cancellations. And also, coaches, whichever team or teams you're cheering for, you make sure for more than one team, we want to make sure that you have the coaches' names, maybe an assistant coach of the team also, and that they have your name so you can stay in contact with each other, communicate during the season in case something happens, a game starts late, or they're not going to be able to play on a certain day. We want to make sure that you guys can stay in touch with each other and what's going on. And coaches, you can cheer for whomever you want to, whether it be tackle football, flag football, soccer, or volleyball, or the combination of one or two of those. I don't know if it's possible to do all 3 or 4, but I guess you possibly can. But get your money's worth out there, needless to say. But make sure you pick a team and stay with that team and cheerlead for them. Make sure they know you're going to be there every game, and make sure we are going to, certainly the coach's team will be there to play. So communicate with each other. That's a big word with Kids Incorporated, communication. Make sure everybody on your team knows what's going on, contacting your parents, either texting, emailing, phone call. I know technology is wonderful, but sometimes it breaks down and you have to do it manually. You've got to stay in touch with people, but don't leave a parent out of anybody when you're calling those kids. Make sure everybody knows when practice is. If they don't have the correct phone number, then call our office. Let us try to help you with that, maybe with an email address or something along those lines. But make sure all kids are contacted and don't miss anything. Coaches, you'll be able to come by on September 9th, that Thursday at 9 a.m. and start picking up your T-shirts and your pom-poms. Make sure you get a set of those. Make sure you have enough pom-poms, and certainly our ladies up front will be able to help you with the number of kids on your team. But you'll be able to start that on September 9th, so come by and pick up everything. So you'll have that for your first game on September 11th. It's outdoor. Volleyball starts on September 10th, okay? Few things about cheerleading, coaches. Certainly get there and make sure you get on the correct sideline, but at halftime of the games, go over and make sure you do a little cheer if they want you to on the other sideline. Make it positive and upbeat, make it be a good message for everybody. Certainly nothing inappropriate out there of any of your cheers throughout the years. That includes song and dance and things like that. Make sure it's appropriate for all people that are involved out there watching the ball game. As I mentioned, you'll be furnished your equipment, coaches, with a set of pom-pom for each cheerleaders. Make sure each player is wearing their signed Kids Incorporated T-shirt. If you've got a hard or plaster cast, maybe you've hurt wrist or ankle or foot or something like that, a finger, you won't be allowed to participate with a hard or plaster cast on. And obviously jewelry is not permitted out there unless it's a plain bobby pin in your girl's hair. That's nothing wrong with that at all. During the game, coaches, make sure, as I mentioned, keep cheers and chants positive and upbeat, because you are the energy level out there for each one of those teams. Utilize motions and jumps and kicks within the cheers. If your kids can physically do that, certainly make sure they're taught appropriately how to do that. Incorporate any established stunts or tumbling skills, cartwheels, round off, etc. within your cheers. Teach those things to what they can understand, but don't build a big pyramid and have everybody collapse. That's not good. That's certainly a safety issue. Before you do any of that, make sure you get with all your parents and make sure everybody's good with what you're trying to teach them out there, coaches. And you're going to need some help out there. So, which reminds me, coaches, make sure you have your background check along with all assistant coaches who are helping you. Whoever's going to help you in practices or games, everybody must have a background check to participate. Coaches, when you pick up your packet, there'll be some motion examples in that packet, what we call the class motion, T motion, high V motion, touchdown motion, some different things you'll be able to look at and put together for your team's use. Also in the packet, there'll be some jump examples and some terms that are used, or pencil, tuck, and the toe touch, things like that. Go over those things with your team and your parents. Make sure everybody's understanding what they're supposed to be doing. But make sure everybody's included in everything that you're doing out there, okay, coaches, if you would help us with that. But all that information will certainly be in your packet. Coaches, as a head coach, you're responsible for the physical and mental well-being of all children entrusted in your care, and that could be 1 or 2 kids all the way up to 20 kids out there. So take care of them all. Maintain an adequate level of discipline on your team. Certainly the conduct, control of your teams and parents is entirely up to you. Sometimes that's easier said than done, but if you've got some questions or something's going on with parents on your team and I need to help you, certainly give me a call. Give me a call. We'll sit down and visit about that, whatever we need to do out there, okay? Code of conduct for all of our coaches in every sport. And our staff, board members, anybody involved with Kids Incorporated. Obviously, no profane, obscene, abusive, or degrading language to the presence of anyone attending a Kids Incorporated ball game. Do not handle a child in an aggressive, abusive manner, coaches. Any act of violence may result in the head coach and/or assistant coach, player, or parent being suspended indefinitely. Make sure you're doing what's right out there for kids, coaches. That's all I can ask you to do. They're going to mess up plenty of times. You're going to mess up. Your parents are going to mess up. The teams that are playing are going to mess up out there. But it's okay to make a mistake. That's how we learn and get better at it. So explain that to each child, whatever they're doing, right or wrong. Upbeat if they've done something right. Cheer them on if they've messed up. But let's correct the mistakes and move on out there. Coaches, I appreciate you coaching very much. Make sure make sure that we can defend you on everything you do with those kids out there, if you'll do that for us. Make sure we keep parents under control the best we possibly can. And I'm thinking, how can things go wrong with cheerleading? But you never know out there. It's a crazy, crazy society right now, and you never know. So coaches, do the best you can to stay upbeat, stay positive. That way your team will stay upbeat and positive, and your parents will stay upbeat and very positive at every game that you play. Look forward to a good season, coaches. Any questions I can help you with, certainly give me a call at the office. And other than that, make sure you pick the team that you're going to cheer for, communicate with them, make sure you know which field you're going to. AISD fields or our turf fields for football. We'll play on the turf fields for flag football with AISD, plus some city fields. Our games for soccer will be played at Rick Klein Complex out here off 34th and Grand, just south of that. And then, as I said, our volleyball will be played in the gyms with AISD. So make sure you know where you're going, which team you're cheering for. At the end of the day, make it fun for the kids and teach them something. Coaches, we appreciate you, and we'll see you on the field or in the court. Thanks again.